Whether it be two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, or these badass Broncos we got to drive and see a lot of people drive. This is your Bronco Talk Live, presented by who, Kelly?
White Knuckle Off-Road.
That's right. All they ask is you guys to continue sponsoring us. They're just like, hey, could you just get a couple people to come look at our website every once in a while? So we try to do that the best we can. So go over to whiteknuckleoffroadproducts.com and check them out. They would greatly, greatly appreciate that. And we've got some characters in the back green room right now. So one's looking like a nun, the other's looking like a hillbilly. And
I'm not sure which one is which.
I'm gonna let the audience decide in a minute. But what is going on, Kelly?
You know, work.
Yeah. The real world.
Adulting after fun adulting sucks.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, you do pay for those things, and a few shots later, we're probably still paying for a few things.
I may or may not have taken a test this morning, making sure that I wasn't sick coming back to work because I was so exhausted.
I got the vid. I can't come to work.
No, it wasn't that. It was just like
just worn out.
I just needed the validation that I was just getting old.
Welcome to your 40s. Oh man, I'm wound up tonight, and hopefully you guys are ready to have a good show.
He was wound up all week.
He was. I had a lot of stimulation, we'll say. A lot of people, a lot of friends came up to and talked to us,
and it was 5 o'clock somewhere. A whole lot.
Yeah, thanks to Honest, kicked it off for us. But yes, so we're gonna wrap up our thoughts about Supercell this year, and we're gonna get to that a little bit. We're gonna bring these characters in. We'll all talk about it for a little bit. But first off, guys, you know the drill. Smash the like button for me. I would greatly appreciate that. If you like what we do, that helps the algorithm more than you can imagine. If you haven't yet, subscribe to our channel. We're nearing 9,000 subscribers, which is it sounds impressive to me, but in the global scheme, it's not there yet, but we'll get there. We've got some fun stuff coming because you guys keep subscribing. We have some fun press trips coming up. That is only because you guys are subscribing to our channel. So if you want to see all the fun and maybe take on old Andre and them over at TFL. We'll take our 9,000 to your million.
I was going to say over 900,000.
But in all reality, it is because you guys have smashed that subscribe button for us, and we greatly appreciate that. So I dropped a video earlier of it was a little different. You got to watch a preview of it last night from Supercell.
Oh, that's what you dropped today.
Yep, and we dropped that today, and people are like, what's up with the sad music at the beginning? I was just trying to come up with some sort of like movie, like deal with the drone footage, and just trying something different. I'll be honest, I didn't shoot a lot of video this year, Kelly. We did. Me and Mark King, who's in here, we did a couple live videos. I think Mark did.
You guys were slackers.
We did that, but then I went and hung out with Mountains to Metal a little bit. Of course, we were definitely hanging out with our pal Alan over at Diabolical, who, once again, I greatly appreciate him sharing his site with us this year and sharing accommodations, because that did financially help us quite a bit to 100%. Be over there. But yeah, just trying something a little bit different because I didn't shoot enough footage, and I was trying to get like a 6-7 minute video, and well, I think there might be 5 minutes of actual that and me talking at the end, but I wanted to throw y'all's pictures in there, and I thought that was kind of fun. I seen when I did that, I Chase released his video before me, but I seen he had done the same kind of thing where he actually put us in at the end of his video.
Did we make it?
Well, I think a photo of us or just me. It may just been me.
Wow.
That's all right. You got to have a lot of fun with a vehicle that I didn't get to drive as much, so I think it's fair.
That is true.
I think it's fair. I got to hang out with the bearded guy, and you got to hang out with the bearded. No, wait, that's a different show. Anyways, let's bring in some guests. Oh wait, before we do that, we got to do this real quick.
Oh my gosh.
I know because Allie's in the green room, and what was the old TV show, The Flying Nun? She's definitely the Flying Nun right now, trying to get home, and she's packing.
I thought you weren't going to tell her, or you weren't going to tell everybody who. What you got? Oh, now you see it. You do see him dancing along. I'm so sorry. Day in my life. Folks.
Hey, next week we have Bronco. They were going to be on this week, and I forgot that we were coming right back from Supercell.
Can I do my intros now?
Just my
Is
show.
that cool?
Well, it was my show one. That's okay.
Was. Andy Ackerman in the house saying Kelly over Dave any day. That's why Dave is always outside the rig.
Could be right on that one.
Mark King says, what's going on, my Supercell peeps? Eric Jefferson checking in. Sup, ATM family. Andy Ackerman, thank you for that super chat, sir, and welcome in. We're glad to see you. Brian Phillips.
Andy just funded one piece of ice for a drink of us. We greatly appreciate that, Andy, because I like ice in my drink.
I can't even, y'all. Like, he's even making me say y'all, and I don't ever say y'all.
Yeah.
Brian Phillips checking in saying, can't wait to see my dad's Bronco Raptor in the video. I bet he's so happy. I don't know what you're talking about. Anna Smith checking in. Yes, we did get to go ahead and 5 o'clock somewhere with Honest. Maybe at like 9:45.
Yeah, it was like 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Here comes Honest with a bottle, and Honest, it's right back there, along with the other. Who was the other couple brought me the Buffalo Trace? Can't remember their names. Guys, I've seen so many people this weekend. I apologize if I don't remember your names, but so they're in the background now.
Let's see. Michael Nice says, any chance Kelly left Downer Dave behind?
Damn.
Darren Dittmer says, Kelly and Dave, nice to meet you guys in the shop. Working on my 72 Bronco. Got the itch again. First time at East Coast Cell. So awesome. So glad to meet you. Thank you for stopping by.
We had a lot of people come to.
We did have.
I mean, not to come to meet us. They came for Supercell, but they stopped by and say hello.
They did.
Yeah.
They did. Nurse AJ saying, hi, everyone. I can't wait to hear all about Supercell. Got to be up again in 6.5 hours, so I'll hang on as long as I can.
And she's out.
You see what I have to deal with, people? We've got poor people in the green room back in the back waiting.
How do you know they're poor? I think Josh probably makes a good living, and you're insulting Josh like that.
It wasn't fiscally poor.
Okay, just checking. Keeping you honest. Keeping you honest.
Steve P saying, hey from Phoenix. Love the updates from Supercell. Looking forward to tonight. Jeffrey Babb checking in. And Nurse AJ says, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Thank you. Thank you. And I will say, if you're hit
so violent with that one,
I'm gonna leave.
I thought you were gonna backhand me there.
Should I leave?
Guys, if she does, call the cops.
Oh my gosh. Maybe I should just leave. But we were actually talking to somebody this weekend, and they were like, my stuff gets your guys' stuff gets buried in my stuff sometimes, because YouTube has an algorithm too.
Oh,
so
yes.
If you ring the bell when you subscribe, so you do, there's a bell that has like little parentheses or asterisks around it. Not asterisks. There's a little something. You'll see it.
There's a little something.
You'll see it. That'll actually give you all the pushes, and it'll actually show you.
I'm gonna pull it up here. We're going to Driven Wild, so I can show you his channel. And let me do this real quick. Go ahead, Kelly. Do your spiel while I'm doing this.
But if you do that, you'll actually get notices when we have new videos come out.
Yes.
So just so you know. So this is what we're looking at right here. You do all, and then you'll go ahead and get noticed every time.
Yes.
Otherwise, if you just do none, or you do the personalized piece, then you're only going to get special ones.
Yep.
So, and you never know when we're going to go live. So
that's true.
Just a recommendation. Let's see.
They know every Monday, right?
Well,
but we do occasionally do special things.
Y'all, he's killing me.
Sorry.
I don't know that I have the energy for you today. Michael Cooper checking in tonight as well. 502 Bourbon Crew. We got to hang out with 502 a bit this weekend as well. Blueford, we missed you. I'm so glad you got your truck back, though.
502's wife's a trip.
She is a trip.
I have
She's
to do the bourbon.
fun.
I have to do the bourbon trail with them.
I know. We're gonna have to do the bourbon trail for sure. Matt Porter, we got to hang with Matt
We
Porter
did.
too.
We did.
And
Matt
got a little more information on what we want out of our tattoos.
Yes, and Matt's got a cool sticker. Two of them they got put on the Bronco.
Tattoo Matt. Very cool. Let's see. Steve P. Is Kelly number 1 with Allie for a Braptor?
What do I just need to scratch out the I'm and just put Kelly there now?
And then it would be scratched out
Bronco
Raptor is what they're saying.
That's old news. Nobody cares about
Wow. Zach N said, love the picture you posted on Bronco 6G.
Oh, thank you.
Good times there. And let's see.
I did the drone photo.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Nice. Bim Joker checking in. And let's see. Zach N. Cigar Texan saying, hey, y'all. Well, if you'd stop interrupting me, I could go a little faster, sir. Cigar, he's doing this that you guys don't see. He's trying to tell me to speed it up. Cigar Texan said, hello, y'all. Hope everyone had a fun time at Supercell. Wish I could have been there. Adam Roman checking in, and Dave's being annoying. Let's see.
That's Nissan stuff.
Steel Bronco. Hey, we know Steel Bronco.
We do know Steel Bronco.
We may or may not have gotten to participate in such vehicles with Steel Bronco. Brian Everidge and Ford Video Guy checking in. Hey, Tim Bartz, why does it say Ford Video Guy? You used to say Tim Bartz. Are you checking in as Ford Video Guy tonight?
Hey, we appreciate that.
Justin Zimmerman, it was good to see you as well. Thanks for stopping by the booth. Thanks for letting us stop by your booth.
Me and Justin may have shared a couple beers and a couple shots of whiskey.
Perhaps. M. Peugeot checking in, and Randy Hughes' great recap of Supercell Dave. Wish I could have went.
Flo, did you see Flo got in
I just saw that. Bender? I did see your fender bender. I saw it on Facebook, and I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully it's a quick fix. TN Code Monkey, hello from Chattanooga. Dirk Connor, thanks for stopping by and hanging with me a bit at the tent while him and Mark King were gone, ran off and did everything else. You know how it works. They run away. Old Man Old Truck, Bud Guy 8829, Jonathan Folds.
Mid-Hall Productions.
This is my job, not yours. Valley Dude 5000. 502 says, who's still drunk? I'm not drunk, but I'm hungover a bit. Like life hungover.
The fluids,
just like
the fluids were timed properly.
Yeah.
That we didn't have to worry about
that. Jason K says, what's up, ATN? Went wheeling this weekend with Daniel Boone, Backcountry Byway, and it was a blast. The Bronco Blue Yeti performed great.
Nice.
Laura checking in. She was like, I don't know what to do. I've YouTube. I said, just check in from there. It's all good.
It is all good.
Let's see. Jason Boyd. We did get to finally meet our son several times this weekend, actually.
Papa Bear was happy.
We may have gotten a couple of pictures.
That's right. We are well, he's in the video too.
Oh, and they're in Myrtle Beach now. Wow. Way to rub it in.
Yeah, that's
way to rub it in. To explore videos. Cool spring day, even had a few flakes of snow. Wow. In upstate New York. And let's see, Radical Rides checking in. Radical Rides checked in with us as well. Spent some time in the booth. Had some fun. And let's see, Jessica Dunn checking in as well. Pittsburgh Jim says, I was there. I don't know what to say. They're all coming in. Jack Evans has got to go next year.
There's Tim Bartz.
Ben Young says, did you guys see my Shelby Tribute Bronco Sport?
I did. We talked about that. We
actually talked about it.
You drove in front of us a couple times, and we commented about that. It was pretty cool.
And Tim's going to get one of my hats here in a couple weeks, he said. Bird Dog Overland. We hung with Bird Dog a bit. Yep. Jack Evans, Broke Ass Overlanders. Gosh, everybody's coming in.
See that.
Driven Wild Outdoors.
Well, that was Bronco Talk Live.
Randy says, grab the vodka. It'll help. I know I'm going to need to, because he's testing every ounce of my being. TJ Miller checking in as well. Let's see. I've got to wrap this up. Mark Treadway. Is anyone else going to Bronco Safari in Moab next week?
I wish we could. I took some crap that first year that we weren't out there. And I was like, geez, man, I do have a normal job too. I mean, this is a job and that's a job. So can't be everywhere.
Ben Staudelmeyer says, was going to say hi at the show, but your booth was busy every time
you
come by.
You should have came by.
You should have totally come by. If you ever see that our booth is busy, we're never too busy.
Just push those people out of the way.
We'll be glad to talk to everybody. So Bronco Up says Kelly's been raptured. Nick Taylor, I'll be in Moab next week. Ben Young.
Nice.
Max Martinez, get Kelly in a Raptor now. Them tires were screeching when she took off. I know, and they were surprised. They were like, oh, Kelly actually does go. Well, like she actually does take off.
That's right, man. And we appreciate everybody jumping there. We got Driven Wild Outdoors, and let's see. So let's bring in our guest. I think one of them might be here, one of them might not. I don't know what's going on. But first off, we got Mr. Bronco Life 360. So Josh, what's going on, Josh?
Good evening, everybody. Glad you guys survived the week.
Well, I'm glad that you're recovering. You know, you're laying back. You're enjoying life there.
I am.
I know you got fluids available, so
yeah. I got a few.
It's good. It's a good day. It is a good day, and I would bring Allie in, but she looks like she's I
think she's ready for you.
I don't know if she. I don't know if
Allie's ever done with all the intros.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if she's ever really ready.
So let's bring in the popular, the highly requested.
Yes.
Like
her and Maya.
Yes, Paw Patrol was definitely in effect. Hi, Allie. Is it cold up there?
Oh, she can't hear us.
We can't hear Allie.
We can't hear Allie.
There's a first.
Wah, 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 wah. All right, we're gonna do this for Allie for at the moment. We will bring Allie in later. It looks like she's literally been she's been moving all day. She has to close at 9 a.m. in the morning.
Ugh.
So she still had stuff in her house because she put that off to go to Supercell.
Oh, good.
Much respect for that.
Just saying, we told you. We told you it's gonna happen.
That is true. But anyways, so I want to get into our main topic, obviously, of the event itself, because there was a lot of good things and just one kind of little, things. Every year they make little changes, so hopefully they make this little change next year. But Tom and those guys, I have to say, I said in the video that sorry, dog's coughing over here, that I dropped today, that those guys they hit home runs, man. Like, I know what work it is just for about the 100 people that we used to do an event for, not the 1,200. Josh, how many Broncos do you think were there?
There was over 1,200.
Over 1,200.
Yeah.
So and everybody was so well behaved. Like, I didn't hear anybody. There was cops definitely patrolling, and I didn't see really any Broncos getting pulled over.
No, there was one or two that got pulled over, but it was just speeding, telling them to calm down. Nobody got any tickets that I heard of. So there's that speed limit through there, 40 mile an hour. Everybody's out there playing around, goofing off, and there's only 3 cops in Townsend per shift. So there's not a lot of action.
So if we send like 3 Broncos that way and the other, the cool one going the other way.
That's why I told everybody, if you see 2 people get pulled over, just go ahead, have at it, because the other guy's patrolling somewhere deep.
Damn it. Darn it. Why didn't I get those directions before? Yeah. I could have really had a lot of fun in that Bronco Raptor.
Yeah, you could have. Yeah. We've got to experience a Raptor, man.
Oh, good.
Our viewer was Steel Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
They were driving around, came over to our booth, and
no.
Sorry.
They were
classy.
They were driving by and said, "Kelly, I don't know how you deal with David. You deserve an award." And I'm like, what? So we walk over and she yells it again. And I go, "David, did you hear that?"
Hey, you don't have to yell.
Yes, I can.
I'm sure our audience is like, if they got headphones on, they're killing you right now.
They're fine.
Okay.
Anyway. Yeah. So needless to say.
So yeah. So when somebody says, "Do you want to," they were like, "Hey, have you ever driven one before?"
And we're like, "No."
What do you think I'm going to do?
And he goes, "You want to?" Yes.
Yes. And then I get like 10 feet. I awful with names, but the Kelly and the spouse was in back, and I literally drove 10 feet, and she told Kelly to turn the camera on, and I didn't hear that part. And then all of a sudden I moved 10 feet, and she's like, "Well, it's Kelly's turn now." And I was like, and as is, I was like, they probably don't want me going out on the road. They're just like, "Hey, driving around the grass." But no, they were like,
"Yep, do what you want."
Yeah. Drive it like you stole it. I'm the sensible guy, the responsible one, in child over here.
That's because they told me to give it.
Yeah,
they told me to.
They probably need new tires after you.
No, I wasn't that bad.
And then I drove. Josh, I'm trying to get some video of the truck going by. What do? They're like, "Okay, see you later," and I'm stuck out in the middle of Townsend, potentially to walk home.
Yeah, so much. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you could have just come right next door. I had my Raptor sitting there all weekend.
No, it would have still. Well, I thought about seeing you about that, but I didn't want to blow the windows out of it.
Oh, easy.
Too soon. And we'll definitely get into that. But no, you like because I could have had some fun with it, but I was seriously like, people say things and they are like, "No, this couple was too awesome." They were like,
they were getting excited when I gave it, so I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, it was funny. You after we switched up, you hopped in the driver's seat, and he's like, "No, I mean it. Drive it like you stole it." And you come out sideways
come outside.
You were more sideways than you probably realized with that thing, and I was like, "Holy shit, man! Like Kelly's gonna get us killed."
Did not.
You scared me.
You didn't even video it.
You scared me. I did video it. The people heard you squealing tires as we were leaving. And they were having fun because they were having a blast. Like, "Damn, she can drive." It's like,
yeah, they actually said that too because it was kind of funny. They were like, "Oh, she actually can drive." Yeah.
Oh yeah, but that was fun, and that was kind of those are the fun things about events like this for us.
Yeah,
people just come up and they're everybody all friends, even though
Mhm.
we don't maybe know you guys in our daily lives. But
Yeah.
that's the great thing about Bronco Supercell is I don't know from all the others, but definitely East Coast is super friendly, and everybody seems to be there to have a good time.
Well, and I think you said it best too in the closing of if you guys haven't watched the Supercell kind of
Spoiler alert.
recap, spoiler alert, we look at you guys as family. Like
You are not our viewers.
you are not our viewers.
We are
You're our
not.
friends.
We are not on a pedestal,
Mm-mm.
and we will never write some long-winded thing of like putting ourselves on a pedestal. We're the same. I put my pants on the same as you. I just got YouTube money.
That's right.
Which is nothing.
But no, seriously, like, yeah, me and you had talked about that because we don't want to ever come off as people as like, like we're better than anybody. Because I don't care if we made $1 million a year doing this, we'd be the same two idiots that we are now. So, anyways, go ahead.
Did you just call me an idiot?
I called us both. Mutual. It's mutual. One is just a little late. Damn. No, I seriously, Steel Broncos. I wanted to be a little respectful of the vehicle.
What he's trying to say is I was not respectful.
No, what I'm saying is they told you to give it the beans and you gave it the beans.
Yeah.
And I was lame, I guess.
You were lame. It's okay.
I was. It's okay.
It's okay.
I
It's
scared the piss out of her at Texas with some cars, so it's okay.
That
when
is
when,
true.
when it's real sports cars, I will scare the piss out of her.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Anyways, but what you were kind of getting to you had something.
And you're welcome, William. Thank you. I'm glad she was able to get some nails while she was there.
Yes, this one's doing more business than me. We have hats like this hat, and Miss sells what is it called?
Hats and t-shirts, and I brought my color straight with me and
which is
sold a ton.
Some fingernail polish
Which is
thing.
Nail polish.
Yeah, and I'm like, I guess because you were about the only there's a lot of guys into this. There's definitely some ladies into this, but sometimes the guys that are more into this, they bring their significant other, and they may not be. But there was somebody who was like, "Oh my god, I'm so glad!" Like,
yeah, I did. I actually had and it happened last year too. But I had a couple ladies that were like, "This is the smartest thing ever. Like, you're the only one here that has like stuff for girls, besides clothes, of course. But like, they were like, this is genius. Having to come with the guys and being able to get."
So next year, I guess
nail
you can.
polish.
It'll be All Train Nation / Color Street booth. But Josh, how was the event for you, man? Did everything go smoothly besides what we saw in Chase's video?
Yeah, everything went pretty smooth. I mean, we had all the rides went pretty well, except for some people went to the dam, went to the wrong dam. They went to the boat dock at the Douglas Dam Marina, which was kind of interesting. But they figured it all out. Cades Cove was cool. We went up there and ran that tour, saw like 10 bears. So everybody had a blast, and nobody got in trouble this week, so no big deal.
Nice.
What does Nikki say here?
Says no one says we can't look good while driving our Broncos.
That is true. That is true. But yeah. So you I know you did some easy stuff. You took everybody to the lookout, and of course that's always fun, especially for new people who, to get to the lookout is a little bumpy. I wouldn't say it takes a great skill, but it's if you've never taken a vehicle off pavement before, that could be a little intimidating. So
it can. I mean, the rain was up there. It was a little bit slippery. So, I mean, it was just a fun, easy ride up. And then once we got to the lookout, we kind of split two different ways. And then they went back down Trail 4, back down to the parking lot, and then back over to Townsend. So they got a little bit more rock and a little bit more off-road going down 4. So they had a lot of fun.
Good, man. And I know Bronco Nation, they did a event at a private area near Townsend, right?
They did. So they took everybody over to Bays Mountain Off-Road Park, which is about 25 minutes away instead of the hour and a half drive. The guys that run that off-road park, it's in their backyard. They're an incredible family, and they've got a bunch of trails set up, and they run them out, and they took them through some log runs, tried to show them how to crawl over some logs, and you guys saw some of those videos that made me cringe a little bit.
Our buddy Matt in here was having a good time on some of those.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Was he in the yellow Bronco by any chance?
Yes, he was.
Yes.
Oh,
on 40s.
The Cyber Orange
his
Bronco
was all yellow and blacked out. So not the one that we seen just like.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that one Cyber Orange truck, I saw him start spinning tires and he backed up and then just hammered down, and his soft top looked like it was never going to fit on there again.
Yeah, you should have buckled that soft top up on
Yeah,
that thing, man, because
maybe
it
a
was all
little.
over the map. And if you're in the chat, I'm not making fun of you. It just looked like you were having an adventure.
But you were having a blast. It looked like you were laughing and giggling, so
Yeah.
it's all good.
But
Yeah, they had
I
fun
got a
doing
lot
that.
of good feedback. A lot of good feedback from the Bronco Nation crew over there, man.
Yeah.
And you guys know I poked the bear at them a little bit, but I will say they did a great job. Me and Jordan finally got to meet mano to mano. I still don't believe that's the tire that's on that Bronco that he claimed it was. And I'm kidding. I poked it, but he did. It was funny. We were the first day we didn't get to go over there, but we were leaving and they were at their booth and we said, "Hey, Jordan," and he's like, "Hey, here's the tire right here. The tire." Like he was proud of that tire.
Yeah.
But I got to spend a little bit of time talking to Jordan, talk shop a little bit, and a super nice guy. So
That whole Bronco
Laura,
Nation crew is super good people.
I wish Laura bring her plants though. Like she had the plants in some of the early videos, and I always give her. I always poke the bear at that, but she is either like a cat lady, plant lady. It's something, man. It's hilarious.
Cat lady typically has a negative connotation to it, so let's not.
No, I like
Laura
cats.
a cat lady.
No, she's awesome.
I know,
and she's got a Bronco now.
But I'm saying
you didn't get to see her Bronco. I
didn't get to.
She's got a nice white two-door
because somebody had to hold down the tent while someone else went.
I can't help it blew away.
That's
a whole other story we'll get into in a little bit. But no, seriously though, those guys did an excellent job. Very nice booth, and like the off-roading, I got a lot of great feedback from the people. Had a great time. First timers really had a really great time, and hopefully they do that again down the road.
Yeah, I hope so too. And everybody was asking, they're talking about doing some like Bronco Nation weekend stuff. It looks like coming up on some trips, so it looks like it's gonna be pretty cool stuff. Hair
definitely.
And body spray. What is up with that?
What? ATN body spray and hair extensions. Yeah, man. Well, I'll get the old tanning bed out
spray
there.
Tan.
Wait, we didn't need a tanning bed 502 because. Oh, so I'm sure you were like this, but I was watching about 3 weeks out. I start watching weather reports, man, and I look at the long distance kind of. And it wasn't looking great for a while, like just kind of cloudy and rainy all week.
Looks like it was going to be nasty all week.
And then it slowly started changing in 80 degrees, that's a good temperature, except for when your white skin is like, still in winter mode. And then summer mode kicks in like overnight.
Yeah.
And we both were like radishes out there, man.
I wore shorts the first day and my calves got burnt really bad.
The back of my ankle where the shoe meets your kind of there, I'm burnt there. It's crazy.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. So
yes, Green Rush, you can bring your Jeep.
Mm-hmm.
You can
absolutely.
park in the parking.
Yeah, you'll have to park in the non-Bronco
unless you're
area.
diabolical.
Unless you're diabolical and in your booth. But yeah, we can all get along. You just gotta
there's
push it over to the non-Bronco parking.
Bronco people that are definitely Jeep people.
Yeah, because we've got a Jeep Gladiator as well. So yeah,
we
can all be friends.
We kind of claim it.
We have one.
Yes, we have one in the driveway. We'll say that.
Yes.
Please go away. Please go away, Jeep. Yeah, if you need a low mileage Jeep Gladiator, please let us know in the comments. Anyways, but yeah, the weather was perfect. Even the last day, we got storms Friday night, which I anticipated rain. I didn't anticipate storms, and nothing that I saw in the forecast maybe said that. Now, Josh, you're local, so you probably get a better forecast than I do. But
Jay was a terrible weather person this time from that.
What were you saying about your instincts were telling you, Kelly, we should do?
My instincts told me to either drop the tent completely down and just like fold it in, like as much as we could, or take the
roof off or whatever.
Yeah, the material off.
Now you guys know, and Andy, your $1.99 will help fund this project. But you guys know for about a month now, Kelly's been like talking to people about what tent to buy. These things are fairly expensive. And we were driving up, so I put on Bob Marley, Josh. Everything's gonna be all right when
we're leaving the cabin.
Yeah, because I was setting the tone, man. Because it was a little cloudy yet, and I was like, you know what, today's gonna be a great day.
Yeah.
And we're driving. We went and we didn't get donuts that day, did we? No, we already had donuts. So we're driving up, and Kelly's kind of looking. She goes, I don't see our tent. And I just thought when we were passing it, she just didn't see it.
I didn't see our tent on the main road, and then when we pulled in, I didn't see our tent.
We saw the diabolical tent.
I saw a diabolical tent. I saw our trailer, but I didn't see our tent.
And I told her, I was like, it's just down low. I'm not a positive guy a lot of times. And I'm trying to be like the positive guy. Like, no, everything's going to be all right. Come on, man. Bob Marley was playing. And, well, not everything was okay because we found, I kid you not, we didn't just find the tent moved. It was probably 150 feet somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like it had moved on down. I think it had upset somebody because it either hit their tent and just they had that plastic PVC tent that just
those like single car garage or single car tents.
It kind of collapsed. And well, yeah. And we're still missing one of the weights for the tent. So
yeah,
hopefully it wasn't in the back of somebody's vehicle.
We had 20 or 40 pounds. I think
40,
each of them were 10 pounds, right?
Maybe, I don't know.
Either way, I had weights on them, like good weights. We actually withstood some pretty gnarly gusts, like for 2 days.
Yeah, last year day one, our tent died.
Yeah, day one, our tent died last year.
We got 4 days out of this one.
We did get 4 days out of this.
That's what we call in the biz an improvement. Those are stats are going up. See, it's how you spend this, Kelly. It's not the fact that we lost $200 or whatever that tent cost us. We got 4+ days out of that. 5 days.
Now, for the record, we did lower our tent.
Yes.
We lowered it as far as we could go without, popping it and moving it completely in.
Yeah.
And Bird Dog Overland lost his tent too.
Oh, wow.
Despite spikes and 40-pound weights on each of the legs, and it was lowered halfway.
You know what?
It was just.
You know why Bird Dog lost his? It was pissed off that he get a new hard top. And it was like, I'll show you. I'm leaving. I'm leaving this world.
I'm out.
Wow.
Yeah. But Josh, any casualties over in your area?
Not really tent wise. My Bronco got a casualty, but that was about it.
What happened, buddy?
Well, we all know what happened. So anyway,
first off,
not everybody knows.
First
what
off,
happened.
you were partying with Chase Gentry.
Yeah. So Chase, myself, one of the Raptors that was there went down. So we ran down 26 at Windrock. I came around the first turn to get into where the stair step is. Right in the middle of a rut, stayed on the high sides. Ground broke off in the back, slid down into a ditch, and went into a big old tree root and busted out my rear window in my hardtop.
Brand new window.
Yeah. So it's fixed. It's ready now. So it's good to go.
Wait, how do you get parts so quickly? It's weird. It's like you work for somebody.
It's like I know a guy.
Wow.
So yeah. Rear window already fixed, ready to go. Now just get some new ADV fender flares, the nice like 3 or the 5-inch, and we'll fix the rest of it because it put a nice dent in my rear quarter panel.
I saw that in Chase's video I watched yesterday. I seen that. At first he just thought it put a little dent in the back, and then he was traveling through there and was like, "No, I got the whole fender."
Oh,
yeah, no, got the whole fender.
Did you?
Well, I saw Josh drive by us, but I mean, you could tell the window.
But you didn't talk to Josh when he drove by. Okay, so Josh.
No, I heard Josh wasn't very happy at first, and so I thought, why? I'm salty. So let's not put salt in that wound.
Well, he stopped by and said hello to me. Maybe it's the recipient of said salt.
No, it was okay. I mean, it popped, and I was glad it happened to mine instead of anybody else on the trail because I always feel bad when I take people out and something happens. So, like, if it happens to mine, fair warning, be there. So we got everybody else through the trail. The Raptor came through. He scuffed his fender flare a little bit going through just because the trail in 26 is so narrow. But everybody had a good time. Everybody slid down the rocks. Some of the guys thought they were going to the Bronco Nation Bays Mountain Run instead. Well, they learned pretty quick that they did not go on the Bays Mountain Run. So, and then one of the guys after he watched the video was like, I'm glad I didn't do the Bays Mountain Run because he was talking about the guy's soft top bouncing up and down.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I had a lot more fun doing this.
Nice. I know you could tell early in Chase's video, though, he was like, kind of like, you'd get the overlook. And he's kind of like, I kind of want to wheel. This is fun, I guess. But I want to go get dirty, man.
Yeah, so, I mean, we're used to going out and doing a lot more aggressive off-roading. Sure. And so I told him going in, hey, we're going to have to get the overlook and we'll split. And then we went out and wheeled for another, 3 hours, 4 hours. And we had a lot of good footage going out there. And then he split and left the next day to go to Brantley Gilbert's album release in Huntsville, Tennessee. Mm-hmm. So where he had a lot more fun.
A muddy, fun time down there is what it looked like.
He did. He might need to replace an alternator.
Breaking news. 2.7 alternator goes dead in mud.
Hey, but
I wonder how that happened.
So
back to you, Josh.
there was 5 other people that called me from Townsend today. They're still there. That came up from Florida. Their 223s and 327s alternators went out while they were up there, either going through Bays Mountain and at Windrock, getting a bunch of mud stuffed in there. So they're hauling their stuff back to the store in the morning, and all the alternators should be up here on Wednesday.
Nice, man. Well, extended vacation. I mean,
Yeah.
positive. Looking positive at this.
Yeah, so I made some phone calls and got some stuff that was on national back order I found in Atlanta and got them overnighted so they can go back home instead of having to sit for
why it
months.
was in Atlanta? All that traffic.
All the traffic.
That's why alternators get. If you need an alternator, just go to Atlanta because they can't get out of there.
Now, either that or they'll steal you one and it'll be fine.
Right.
So all of them will be fixed and on the road back home on Wednesday morning to go back. And Chase is going to fly back on Friday and pick his up, and then he's heading to Bronco Safari out in Moab.
Nice.
Well, that's going to be a hell of a drive, man.
It is.
Speaking of, Pavement Ends Now says, "Hey guys, I'm watching from the shores of Mono Lake on my way to Bronco Safari."
Wow.
Hey, nice.
Awesome, man. I'm definitely going to go out and cover that one of these days. Moab for us it's a hell of a haul just for we can get away for a week at a time, but that's not enough time just to drive out there. I mean, we could fly out there, but then people give you shit like, why'd you fly out here?
Because it takes 24 hours.
Pick up a Jeep.
No, I'd have to hit Ford's press fleet there in Denver and be like, hey, can I get a Bronco? But
what's press fleet?
Well, it's cars we sometimes can get. Anyways, but yeah, no, I think everybody had a great time. Tom looked frazzled the whole time. I think he does another event, right? There's a mini event or something.
So he does a Fiat week the week before this. So he was coming off of doing the Fiat run, and then setting back up for Bronco.
That dude's a glutton for punishment, man.
He is. I mean, he puts on. It's going to be now. It'll be 8 total events he does for the year with this new Bronco event out in Carson City, Nevada, with the Fiat stuff and then the Bronco stuff. So he works 8 events a year and just has his hands in a lot of other projects around the house when he's home.
Well, and then there's the magazine as well. So
there is, and that's it's a one-man band with him and Donna put it together and put all the articles and stuff, and so they've got a lot of stuff going on.
Well, Nick Kefkin, am I saying that right, Kelly? I
would say so.
Just smash the like button. We greatly appreciate that, sir. And for smashing the like button, you got a shout out. So as far as your glass, I mean, that pretty easy. Are glass for these tops easy to get, or it's still a lot of
So luckily we had one that was sitting down in Atlanta as well, and they shipped it up. So there was only 10 pieces of glass we could find in the country for the Bronco hardtop. So luckily that was close enough to get it fixed.
Yeah. Nice.
So, yeah.
And there's hey, I will say here in Nashville, there is somebody took a 2-door and took the top off of it, and they took the back glass out and said the rest of it was for sale for like $400. But I was like, they're like, we need it gone this week. And I was like, well, what 2-door guy needs a hardtop for one?
Right.
I don't know. It was a weird ad, but he kept the rear glass. It said in the ad because he was building his own top, and I was like, "What? This doesn't even make sense."
He could have brought it to Supercell and sold it for probably $1,000.
Yeah, man. Or Josh could have threw it in a tree for you.
Yeah,
something.
I mean, come on.
Hey, that might be fun. That might be fun. Take your anger out on a top for charity. Smash a hard top.
That's some expensive charity.
That would make somebody cry too. There's some guy out there
crying.
You'd have to get one that's already damaged from like.
Hey, Ford, you probably have a warehouse of those.
They have a bunch of them.
Wow.
Maybe we'll see Allie back on here, but if not, Josh seems pretty entertaining. But overall, you seem to the video I saw of Chase looked like y'all had fun. 26 is a fun trail. I like going up it, but it's been a few years since we've been up it. But 26 is the one where the first time at Windrock, I scared the piss out of Kelly because there used to be when you came up it, you come out on the gravel there, but it was a wash. It was like a little V notch where one of the pipes was exposed. Maybe I don't know.
Yep.
And I have a picture somewhere of where it looks worse. It felt worse than it was.
Is that where it was?
Mhm.
I thought that was 22.
26, because we always do 22, 27 to 26.
Okay, I have it renewed
Yeah.
love.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
because I like 26.
I was just say you've conquered 26.
Yeah, I like 26 a lot.
You did it without lockers too.
I did because
Yep.
I didn't have any lockers in my Xterra that had 33s.
And then you did it in the Frontier with the rear locker.
Yeah, and I don't like to wheel the truck as much.
Yeah, you were like, eh.
I don't like the. It's like a truck on ice. Like
Right.
people don't like trucks on ice. I don't like trucks in wheeling either because that's exactly what it does is the back end.
Right.
Yeah, and you're just flexing the bed.
Andy says, Allie says she's not coming back and you're off the list. Wait, I have the
Punk.
shirt. I can't be off the list unless the shirt disappears,
Says
right?
Punk. Thank you for the super chat.
Andy's
by the way.
been rowdy today.
He has been rowdy.
He had a text thing going on. He was very rowdy in that text message today.
I know you said he was blowing your phone up.
I know, going crazy. William Lane says 22 was easy. I will say this though, William, 22 can be a mother effer at times. If you would have probably seen it about a month ago before they probably, I'm not sure when they bulldozed it and kind of cleaned it up, but it can be nasty at the end of the winter.
I am sad that you can't go over the little bridge there anymore. Though.
Yeah, that
I understand why, but it makes me sad.
Bumps me out.
It's old times.
Well, they should rip that bridge up and just put it over there.
That's not how that works at all.
Yeah, but you could still feel like you're going over the bridge.
No, I won't feel the same.
We had people go over that bridge, Josh, that freaked out. We pulled over to so everybody gathered up, and I had a guy go, I can't believe this thing did this one time. And I was like, what?
And they were taking pictures of their truck.
Yeah, you just crossed a bridge, dude. It's okay.
Congratulations, you made it.
You might have done that driving down the interstate to get there. That's what I would say.
Yeah, it's funny because when we used to do our off-road event, 22 would be the one that like, okay, all the noobs go on 22. And then there was one year we couldn't even do 22 because it was so gnarly. And we were like, well, it's not as
I've got video.
reliable.
I've got video of me trying to get up that big hill climb, man. And it was at the bottom of the hill and it was floor it and hope that you stayed in the tracks because you don't want to go left because you're tumbling down a hill and there's nowhere to go right. And then you got up the hill and there was tracks going all the way around that bend. You just had to keep.
Oh yeah,
it was so much fun.
Yeah,
but 22 is also the only trail that.
The only reason I slid off in the first place. They had a side-by-side competition up there week before we went up, and it had rained, so they had rutted it out so bad. I was up on the top of the rut. When the ground broke, it just
Well, those guys tear up everything.
They do a really good job.
But 22 is the only trail that's ever denied me, and it's done it twice. There used to be after you cross the creek bed, there was a big rock that just stuck out, and the left side, the hill was all cut out. And I just got my truck fixed, and Redneck Dave was coming out, and I pinned it against that rock in the rock rails, and I thought, you mother effer, I'm getting up here. And then since I was like, I just got it back from the body shop already. Let's not go right back there. Because the first time I was able to explain storm damage.
Yeah.
Well, because we did have storm damage too.
Not to the truck though.
We had storm damage.
Sorry, we had storm damage. But from the storm of the engine plowing through.
Anyway, Bird Dog Overland says a friend of mine did Trail 16 the weekend before in his lifted 2-door and 37s and had some damage. Yeah, 16 can either be a highway or an adventure too.
I think 16 is a black trail now.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's not. What are your early days? That was the first trail you wheeled on out there.
Mm-hmm.
You drove, and it used to be a beautiful scenic trail. And the buggy guys loved that because they did those little like A and B trails where the buggy guys could go up the hill, and it just seemed like to attract all the wrong vehicles to want to go down there. And well, they tear up. And nothing against buggy guys because that's what they're made to do, but they just kind of kill some of the fun trails.
They do. They rut everything out and they just keep digging because they think it's fun, and then they blow an engine and then tow themselves off.
Yeah,
we had 2 rock crawlers blow their engines on the trail trying to play around too much and literally blew engines while we were sitting out there.
Hey, did you try to take anybody up 15?
We did not. So we went down 26, and by the time we got down 26, a bunch of the people didn't think they were supposed to be coming with us. Were terrified enough to where like, hey, let's just go on home.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, they see you get body damage, and suddenly that's their trail guide, and they're like, "Oh shit, this guy's getting damaged."
Yeah, we came down that stair step, and a lot of them had never heard the skid plates or their rock pit like at all, and then they heard it all the way when they dropped in and nose dived into the ground. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Speaking of which, I have some rock rails for sale. The factory rock rails. I took them
Yeah.
all the way to Townsend and forgot to price tags on them,
Mm-hmm.
and that in a CO2 tank. And I seen somebody kind of look at like it's for sale, and then
I
he just
told
walked
you
off.
to put a price tag on it, but
I know.
nobody listens to me.
It's okay. There's always next year.
Nikki Brewer says Gavin's video about finding Dave's sticker was the best. Yes.
Yes. If you don't know, last year at Woodward Dream Cruise, I got under Dwayne's vehicle and stuck an ATN sticker on his skid plate. And after a couple of weeks, I was like, Dwayne, did you find it? And he's like, find what? And I said, there's a sticker on your an ATN sticker on your vehicle somewhere. And he just never could find it. And because you don't naturally just get under your vehicle all the time. And he was changing his oil before the event. And Dwayne just out of the blue texted me, found it. And I was like, and I'd forgot about this. And I was like, found what? Like, what? I thought, at first I thought, did he text the wrong person? And no, he finally found the skid plate. And then Gavin did a fun video on it, which was pretty fun.
It was nice seeing Dwayne and everybody up there.
Yeah, man. All the kind of social media crew, they're all doing their own things, which was great. Everybody kind of had a purpose, and they all seemed to have fun.
Does Rebecca's skid plate need to be checked?
Gavin. So why that makes me curious, because Gavin kept saying something the first day I saw him, something about kind of like, I forget. I think he was trying to keep our attention somewhere else. And I assumed that something might have got under the vehicle, but I don't know.
I wonder if that's when Gavin was standing at at the table with me, and he was like, "Where's Dave?" And then he was just talking to me, like waiting for you to come back, but you were gone. But that's when the truck was all the way.
Dwayne says, "Go look now." I'll be right back.
That's funny. Green Rush says, I have also a Bronco Raptor. To me, the engine is good enough. I usually always replace the engine out of my Jeeps. If you could put another engine in your Bronco, what would it be? Ooh,
3.5 EcoBoost.
I might actually jump brands and put a different engine in.
Ooh.
If I had
I would go 3.5 or maybe a new 7.3 gas. I could throw that.
I might pull a 392 or a Hurricane over into it, because those are the two favorite engines I've driven.
Yeah, I can see that. But 7.3 Godzilla in one would be a pretty big beast.
I've heard some pretty good things about that.
Yeah.
Like some dreams, whole lots of dreams.
Yeah.
I've
seen a couple of them in the works, and they're pretty cool.
Hello. Yeah, hold on. Let me put you on speaker. Okay, you're on speaker.
All right, so this is David reporting live from the Ford Bronco, 2021 Ford Bronco, and it seems to be that somebody that's probably about 4 or 5 was probably in the vehicle. Probably his name was Gavin, maybe. And there happens to be a Driven Wild Outdoors sticker under the truck. Now,
paybacks.
Minds want to know, when did this happen? And, was Gavin sent to be the distraction that, I'm probably going to have to file a lawsuit on this because there's damage. It's covering up scratch marks to the skid that I needed those scratch marks to be visible because we're cool social media people. And that's, it's all about image. And this guy's ruining my image. So expect a lawsuit. Expect my lawyers to call yours.
So,
and we will solve the problem.
So Dwayne said that Gavin did it.
I figured he did, that little rascal.
Paybacks.
Paybacks are, you know what they say.
Not with Gavin around. Jeez, Kelly.
Dwayne says he didn't even know about it. That's hilarious. Your TV's going out over there. Or your monitor.
My TV.
I mean, it might as well be. That's funny.
So, yes. Gavin struck, and he struck well.
So a question came up while you were gone.
Mm-hmm.
If you could replace any engine in the Bronco, what would you replace it with?
I mean, Coyote, obviously.
Any brand, anything.
I mean, I'm a brand. I'm not a Ford guy, but I also don't like when Jeep guys put, LS swaps in their Jeeps.
Kelly.
You want to know what my answer was?
What?
A 392 or a Hurricane.
You're disowned,
I already told him I was like, I might have to cross the brand line.
Wow.
Now, if I could have a dream engine to go in there, it'd be the new Raptor R set up inside the Bronco.
Oh, I'll take that too.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So let's bring this up here. So there's payback coming. All right. So as you can see, those scratch marks are important to me, and you guys have ruined it. See, Dwayne's was pristine, so if the sticker comes off, this means more, Dwayne.
This just means we're gonna have to work harder to get it off.
Nah, we'll have to go scratch it off.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, and speaking of that, Dwayne got his Bronco dirty.
Yes, he did.
He
Did get his Bronco dirty.
So that was really cool, man. So I'm sure tomorrow, go over to Driven Wild. I think it's tomorrow or Wednesday. Wednesday. Go over to Driven Wild Outdoors. I'm sure Dwayne and Gavin's got all kinds of fun stories about the event. And I'm curious, is there's video? Because he said it happened, but if it didn't happen until there's photos or videos.
Dwayne's afraid.
No.
Are we even now?
I'm just saying. Let me bring this up one more time, because these things are important. I mean, there's scratches everywhere under this thing, and you've made it look better.
It's too clean.
Yeah. I've got a rep, Dwayne. I've got a rep, man.
Momomoto says those bash plates will be fully stickered one day.
Right?
Wow.
Right.
I hear challenges coming.
Yeah, I don't know that I like these challenges. But
That's gonna be the new thing. Instead of stickers on the back, it's gonna be stickers on the skid plates.
Yep.
You're not cool unless you got stickers on your skid plate. All right, well, Josh, watch out now. You said that. So, did Allie ever attempt to come back?
Not yet.
We scared her away.
Night, Mark. Thanks for joining.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks
Mark.
for hanging with it too.
And poor Mark, Mark became, I think he was part of Diabolical sales team.
He was
after that event.
Yeah, he sure was.
I
think Alan's happy dance. I got to bring this.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I can't play the music because of the whole
copyright thing,
which somebody on my Nissan page keeps copyrighting our music on there. So let's see if I can find this real quick.
I figured you guys gave Mark enough drinks. He just stayed.
Well,
we didn't even really have to.
No, Mark was shot for shot with us, man. I was like, hey, Mark. And all right, let me bring this up, because this is
share the music.
It's not. So this is Alan's happy dance when he sells a system. Come on, play it one more time. There he goes. He's doing the happy dance, which is
the floss.
And he did it many times. So Alan had a good show.
So funny side story about that. So Dave sent that picture or that video to our kids, and we're not sure if we're raising them right or ruining them. We're not really sure which one it's going to be. So let's see. Let me get back up to where it says. Said, our 25-year-old says he's doing it right, OMG. And our 12-year-old says, let's go. Amazing dance.
Yes.
So we're not really sure how we're raising them, but we're raising them, I guess.
That's right. That's right.
One sales dance at a time.
That's right. Diabolical. So this is their first time coming out, and they Alan hit me up before the event, and he shipped a pallet of stuff out there, and he's like, how much? I said, dude, this thing keeps growing and growing. I said, 3 years ago when we went out there, I was like, it was like probably something me and you would have done. I mean, there was a lot of people out there, but as far as like vehicles, Gen 1, stuff like that. But of course, our first time it was raining too, so I'm sure it could have been better. But man, last year it was probably double that size, and I think this year was probably triple the size that
what it was
originally. Like it got big.
Yeah. So it went like last year was like a little over 700 vehicles, and then this year's over 1,200. So like it's
Oh yeah, so it definitely has almost double.
And then the vendor list was probably triple what it was the past 3 or 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah. As you can see, like this, now there's some parking obviously back here, but these are all Broncos through there, man. So it was quite cool to see that many there, and they're quickly running out of space. So
Yeah.
you might, if you want to go next year, there could be a hey, you gotta beat the registration. You gotta hurry up to get registered to be there.
We're not hearing that officially. We're just
Yeah,
assuming
they're never going to turn anybody away. There's going to be, we'll make space. We got to make space.
Somewhere. Right.
But that's still pretty cool, and a lot of over 500, I think, Gen 6s, right?
Yeah, it was 40% Gen 6s at the show.
Wow.
And I bet next year it's 60%. I just have a feeling, man.
That's a good number.
And I already know some vendors that you haven't seen yet that are already committed to be there next year. So, and it's some bigger name, because there was some good name. Your guys, you like the LED company was there. Quake.
Yeah, my Quake guys were there. They did really well.
What's the recovery people?
Rhino
was there. That was their first year, and they sold out of almost everything. They were surprised how much
we
stuff
thankfully got.
Yes,
some stuff from them early.
Luckily, Alan went over to their booth and was like, "Hey, I want to put this in my my slipstream so we can, so people can see what it's like." And they were like, "Oh, of course, we want our product hanging in your vehicle." And I told Alan, I said, "Well, that's not going back to him." I said, "I got to buy that when." I said, "The thing I did," because Alan goes, "Yeah, that's like their last recovery bag stuff they have." So I was like, "Yeah, it's definitely not going anywhere now." So Kelly has you have all new recovery straps, and I don't know what they call the rope, but it's the stretchy bubble like rope. So you have all new of that for your vehicle, and
fancy
kinetic strap.
Yes, yes. Which we've always had the old school, not with the hooks in them, but the old school straps, and I've had that one for 10 years, and I have a feeling he was due. It was
a little dry, Roddy.
It was due to be replaced.
Yeah,
gotcha.
When it kind of what is it? It kind of dandruffs when you move it. It's probably time for it to go.
Yeah. Well, man, is that what you think of me? He dandruff. Time to go. He's got dandruff.
No, it flaked a little bit. Jeez.
Yeah, walk that back. Okay.
I wasn't walking it back at all. I'm just telling you exactly what I said.
Well, so Kelly, guys, there is a poll, and I'm going to do this before we forget about this. There is a poll, and Kelly doesn't really know what the poll is. So this will be funny. So you got a couple more minutes. If you haven't done the poll just yet, go ahead and vote. This should be pretty funny. As you can see under our name, Kelly, what does it say?
Where? Kelly the Raptor's there. Didn't even see it.
I know.
That's hilarious.
I know. So what was your experience? I'll give my take of it, but I'm curious about your take of driving the Raptor.
So I really enjoyed it. And they of course put it in sport mode for us to really kind of
and the exhaust. You don't like loud exhaust now.
I don't, but the whole package was nice.
Oh, okay.
So, it was smooth, and then when I watched the footage back, I was like, "Dang, that thing's pretty." The way that I pulled out of the parking lot and things like that, and left
suddenly,
you behind.
Josh, she didn't do it, but suddenly now the way it came out of the parking lot,
it came out sideways.
Hey, you guys saw the video, and if you didn't, you need to go watch it anyway.
I saw it live.
You did? Where were you?
Standing at the top of the hill.
Which hill?
I saw you pull out of the.
That was me.
That was him.
Oh, okay.
I pulled out of the company.
Yeah, we drove way down there.
Down, we swapped at the company, and then came back down past the pancake, or almost the pancake house maybe, and turned around and that closed gas station.
Oh, I got
that's where I may or may not have squawked out of the.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But so
I enjoyed it. I told him on the way home, I was like, "Can we maybe replace Rebecca's steering wheel?"
Oh, I thought you were about to say replace the Bronco.
No, we didn't talk like that. There's no such thing.
I was making sure.
No, like I would like the steering wheel in Mecca. It's super nice. Like it really is a race like steering wheel.
Yeah,
it just feels comfortable.
Yeah,
that's my.
Sometimes thicker is better.
I wouldn't know.
No, yeah, it's the seats were real comfortable, I have to say.
Yeah, they were definitely race like.
It's definitely spunky. Now, I wouldn't say it's 392 spunky.
No.
And Steel Bronco, I loved your vehicle.
Don't
get me wrong. I'm but you can't replace V8 power with a V6. But no, that thing will haul ass. And I think if we could have got it out in the field, That's where you really see that thing come to life, because once you like get the shocks working and pumping, and you had it sideways, so you kind of
did not have it sideways.
Kind of know how those work.
I will say one thing that I really liked in it that in pictures wasn't really sold on was actually the orange seatbelts.
Really?
Oh yeah, the code orange seatbelts.
Yes, I actually really liked them on there.
How are you with code orange now from seeing it in person on a vehicle?
I plead the fifth.
No. The people want to know.
I plead the fifth. It's much better in person.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Definitely a color that you have to see in person. It's not one of those colors that sometimes photographs like it has. But if ever Ford decides to show us the Ranger Raptor, I have a feeling, I know Map's probably going to shoot some new colors for Bronco coming up. I'm sure, Josh, you don't know anything yet, but I would assume this fall we'll find out some new. I would think, is that your interpretation, that maybe once a year they just start not adding more colors, but like some get retired, some come back?
Yeah, so look back at sales and try to figure out what's doing what, and try to take some of them out, try to introduce some new ones just to encourage some other buyers that might, I don't want any of those colors, but I like these. Just kind of retire some, pull some back in.
Yeah, white, black, silver, never going anywhere. But
Nope.
like I could see the green going away.
I can see the green going away. Version. And I could see maybe a hyper lime-ish color maybe coming.
That would be fun.
Wow.
That'd be a cool color. Because you got the code orange, so it's bright. So you need another bright color. The green's cool, but it seems like now once it came out, everybody swapped over to green. Like how many green Broncos did we see this weekend? A lot.
Yes.
They were in abundance. So
that's probably the most popular color, I would say.
Yeah. I would say so.
So I have a feeling that we're going to see this color come out for green. I think they replaced the eruption green with this one here. I can't remember the name of this color offhand.
Does it not tell you on the?
I'm sure it does, but I'm not a smart man, Kelly.
It does. Forged green metallic.
Yeah.
So I have a
it's
feeling
kind of like the Timberline green almost.
Yeah. It's but I've seen this on a Ranger Raptor. I did a video on it, and man, that color pops. And I'm not a bright green guy, but this one here could sway me if it was on a Bronco.
You weren't a bright man.
I'm not a bright man either, Kelly. But if they did that, like I said, they need a fun color too. That's something that by year 3 they just don't have any fun colors yet.
Right.
Of course,
I only
Map
saw
is
one of the like the Dune Metallic on the Everglades. There was one of those that were there. That was the only one that I saw that came to the show. Every other Everglades besides mine was the eruption green color.
Oh, we had one in Alan's booth that was the cactus gray.
Oh,
okay. Which was nice. Which is weird though, because it was with the heart. Something about it didn't
was it
make
the Everglades.
Yeah, but something about it didn't look completely cactus gray.
No, it didn't. I almost thought it was a different color that I hadn't seen before. I don't know if it was.
Was it the cactus gray or the azure gray?
It wasn't the azure.
No, it was cactus gray.
I got you.
But have they even shot azure on Everglades?
Mm-mm.
I was gonna say, and this guy wasn't a Ford.
I've seen a couple people that have wrapped theirs already in like the azure or like the desert tan that they can't get anymore because they wanted that color. So I didn't know.
Well, yeah, so this guy actually, I think they said they were on their 3rd Bronco.
Damn.
Their 2nd or 3rd.
Join the club.
And they had another one on order so they went from a 2-door to a 4-door, and I can't remember what was in between, and now they have an Everglades. Because I was telling them, because they bought a diabolical slipstream for their 4-door, and I said, well, the good thing is if you keep going to a 4-door, you'll be able to transfer your slipstream over. And he goes, no, we're not getting any more. Like, this is it. And I was like, okay. But they have like 1 or 2 on order, I think they were saying. But yeah, it was crazy how many they had.
With their building price thing, the stone gray looks great. I would like to see that on a Bronco. But I think Map can only shoot 12 colors at a time. So
I think that's the 12 or 14, one of the two.
Between that and the Ranger, You know, they're kind of limited. And at some point, I can see Ranger disappearing. I can see Ranger going to Mexico on honestly, and to make it really profitable. Unfortunately, go to Mexico and that leave Map to just do Broncos. And because it's so hot, Map churns out a lot of vehicles, and you know, it's pretty popular vehicle. So I can see them making it just Bronco.
Is Azure Gray a tri-coat? It was asked in the chat, but I can't remember.
I don't think it is.
No.
I know it's a premium color, but I didn't know if it was a
I
tri-coat.
think it's a tri-coat.
Interesting.
Well,
And Honest said that Driven Wild Outdoors paid him to remove the stickers and replace them with his.
what?
Man, you were sneaky. I don't know how you got under my truck and back out so quickly.
Oh, what we got here? There was a Cactus Gray Raptor there.
There was.
Oh, the was that the
Max Slider?
Yeah, the Max Slider. That was really, me and Mark walked around that a little bit. I love the interior of that thing. It has that
those orange seats.
It's something I wouldn't want, but it looked great to see that on a vehicle like that.
You know,
but it'll sell great. It'll sell great at Barrett Jackson when they put it on the auction block.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what looked really good too, and we kind of lightly talked about it, was that black on black Raptor.
Yeah. I mean, I think that was the highest take rate on the Raptor too, was black.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what I was going to ask you. Your thoughts on this, Josh, was, do you think that they got rid of, because you talked about like colors, you know, kind of seeing what the take rate is on things and them saying, hey, we're not going to continue to do these colors. Do you think that they got rid of like antimatter blue and rapid red because they didn't have enough preliminarily taking the color on their reservations?
I'm gonna say that was original. Probably was just because they didn't have enough people sign up for them. They thought, and then as soon as they went away, there was everyone crying and moaning about, you know, that's the color they wanted. Yeah, I'm with you. But yeah, that's normally a take rate is original uptake on the orders that go in for the first year of production, and then they'll look at the numbers and see what paint. But there's always, from what I've learned, there's always other colors in the background that when they get rid of them, they've got, hey, I want to test this thing out and see what happens.
They're ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Booth wise, man, what was impressive to you there?
Oh, booth wise. Well, I will say the guys over at Duff's always have a nice booth set up with the old school Broncos. Going over to meet, you know, old man Duff. It's just amazing to talk to the guy who will tell you stories for hours about racing Broncos in the desert back in the day. Let's see who else. Kinzer Chassis always has some really cool stuff. They had a really cool setup this year. Like my guys,
we chased Josh. We chased a frame down.
Oh, did you?
It was Velocity.
Yes. So they were rolling Tuesday. They were rolling out their chassis out of their tractor trailer.
Yeah.
And it was just two guys. And I think they thought they were able to throw a chalk under the wheel, kind of reposition and keep doing that.
But it was a plastic tiny chalk.
And it ran over the chalk. And we saw one guy, the one guy was holding on to the front bumper, sliding with his feet like Fred Flintstone.
Yeah.
The other guy about got ran over by it. Seriously. He tumbled and just missed getting run over. So me and Alan with Diabolical, we hauling off or just hauling ass running. And I have my phone. I'm in sweatpants, so I have my phone, all my keys, and my pants are trying to fall down. I'm not kidding. I'm running, like holding my pants in the back of me, trying to run. But there's a sense of urgency because we finally got to it and helped them stop it or slow it down. Had we not, dude, it was out in the road.
Right.
And
yeah,
it was
because there
bad.
was no. It was where. It was where
kind of where Wild Horses and them were.
Yeah, Wild Horses and all of them were by the time it was stopped.
Oh dang. Okay.
And there was nobody in the field. It was wide open.
Yeah.
And they go, oh my God, and they take off. And I look over and I see this guy roll. And then I'm like, my back has been out all week. And so I'm like, I'm gonna get there and do what I can when we get there. But yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
It was
they always have some cool stuff. The electric chassis for the old school Broncos is always a pretty cool thing to look at.
Yeah. This one was, they had a V8 transmission, everything
Yep.
in it. It was that just, frame they had there, but
they always have those little tiny tires, Those little tiny like orange wheels.
Well, I saw those down at the
No, they had full-size
full-size
tires
tires.
on this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, no, and let me tell you, pushing it up a hill, not
Yeah,
fun.
it was heavy.
No.
Yeah.
You should have. So the first year he came out with that electric chassis, he was up on the top of the hill with us instead of down at the bottom. And it was me and 4 other people had to unload the electric chassis out of the back of it with him. And that thing is heavy. And
Oh, I
we're
bet.
backing out of the trailer going downhill. And I was like, dude, you don't worry about steering up front. Just come to the back. We'll get it off the trailer eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That was crazy. I thought IAG probably was best in show. And
Yeah.
I only say that because those guys were installing pretty much everything they were
All
selling.
week long.
yeah.
And those guys didn't. I mean, from 8 a.m. I think the Wednesday, maybe for the first couple hours, was their slowest time of the whole show.
Yeah.
Till 5 or 6 at night, those guys worked their asses off, man.
They do. They work their tails off and they sell a lot of stuff.
Yes.
Well, and they were taking care of people too, because I know a couple of people have mentioned that they had some issues with their steps from IAG kind of rusting out a little bit. And IAG found that there was one like span of time where they were having some issues with them.
Yeah.
And Mark King actually he went over there and he was like, hey, I bought these. I just want to find out how I can get replacement. And she was like, do you have them with you? And he's like, yeah. She's like, go ahead and bring the truck over. We'll take a look at it. Looks him up, finds out that he's within the time frame, and he says, yep, we're going to go ahead and replace him right now for you. And literally replaced him on the spot. He drove off with brand new steps.
It was cool to see IAG putting stuff on. The boys up at the Quake booth were putting LED lights in for people. It was pretty nice to see. So it's always cool for me at the shows is to watch the interaction between the booths and the consumers that are there. Because a lot of the time you go to these shows and they'll just give you a box and a bag. They don't explain how to, just watch the video, put it on. Well, a lot of people aren't mechanically inclined to do so. So then they go get their arms ripped off by some shop that doesn't really know what they're doing in the first place. So it was cool to see that. And the guys at Quake, after I busted my window out and the branch, went off my taillight that's, Metal Hal's cage now. They sold a bunch of those after they watched.
I bet they did.
My Bronco up there. So it was pretty fun to watch those guys. And it's always cool to watch new people like IHG. It's their second year. Bronco Buster, they had a bunch of stuff they were installing on people's stuff. So like watching them after they come back for their second year, still have the same uptake with customers and putting stuff on. Because sometimes you go to those shows and people get a little too big for their britches and they don't want to help the same way. But these guys are always, Bronco community is always, well taken care of and put together.
Well, I think IAG probably had 8 guys waiting to install stuff, and they had a line.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think I probably saw 10 to 12 Broncos always just sitting there waiting.
Yeah. He was asking for next year if they could have an area that was a little bit bigger so they could like have a bunch of installs going on and putting stuff in. So
yeah, because last year they were doing a little bit of it, but I don't think people they didn't tell anybody, hey, we were going to do this at the show. And this year, man, they told people.
Yeah. It was also really cool too. So like Wild Horses, they've always got a really nice booth, but a lot of their stuff is if people buy the stuff, they will transport it all the way from California to you and drop it off free of charge, which is always really cool to see that
Tom's Off-Road was doing that as well, right?
Yeah. So
that was good. But there was the classic, like you were saying, the classic guys were there with parts. I think where our booth was for Wednesday, Thursday, and we did move it at the end of the show a little bit, I saw a ton of people with first gen parts, man, fenders, just like you could build a whole Bronco, I think, a Gen 1 Bronco based on everything I saw going by us.
Oh, you could. I mean, Dennis Carpenter and those guys always do a really good job with all the like first gens parts going on. And then, the swap meet in the back, they always have a bunch of spare parts going on. Mike Clouds, literally, he drove up from Texas and there was a guy that had 2 like 74 Bronco wheel like caps, and the other guy needed 2 more of them in his truck, and he's like, I think I've got those. So he went to his truck and literally had him in his truck and get the guy. So
was Amy there?
No,
Amy was not. So Amy had a baseball with the boys, and then she had to work. One of the 2 Clouds has to actually work every once in a while.
Right.
Well, I get it.
So
I didn't realize Mike was there.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
You're behind the times, sir.
Sorry, I was probably doing shots with Honest.
Probably.
That was hilarious though. So let's talk about Honest a little bit. So we've known Honest Smith, Dennis in the chats.
He may not want everybody to know his name.
Honest Smith,
Dennis.
Denise. We've known him in this chat for a long time, and he's always been a big supporter. He sent me had a funny story about something he sent me. I don't want to go into it, but of a hat that he sent me.
Mm-hmm.
Where is that? He gave me a nice plaque
Oh, it's
that
downstairs.
I'll end up putting up somewhere. But just, I mean, obviously I knew he was an older gentleman, but you know, you just never know by talking to people here. And he shows up, and I think he caught us off guard a little bit.
He was there when you were already talking to him by the time I showed up.
Okay,
I don't know where I went.
He pops in there, and then Kelly shows up. I think I text you like, "Hey, Honest is here."
No, you didn't.
Did I not?
No, that was John Whitteman was looking for me.
Yeah,
that's when you text me.
And
I never got away from the tent very often, but the one time I did, John was looking for me. Nikki Brewer was looking for me.
But so he brought me this nice Woodford Reserve. Double oaked bottle, and I appreciate that. And we cracked it open, and we cheered several times.
Brought me some vodka.
He did, and then he brought Allie's pup. What did he bring Allie's pup?
Some dog biscuits.
Some milk bones. And Maya did get some milk bones. We made sure that Maya, she came to our booth. I think that dog was more of a celebrity than anybody there.
Maya was worn out.
Yes, she was.
Yes.
Saturday, she was curled up in the passenger side seat. I opened the door, and she was like, "No."
Yeah, and don't open this door.
Yeah.
Bronco 78 alone.
Bronco 78 says they need more option for Gen 2 parts. I think Bronco 78, your problem is what, 2 model years? That's a tough one, buddy.
Yeah.
I do agree, though. They hopefully we see more stuff.
Well, and I did see a lot of Gen 2s there. Like, there were a lot of Gen 2 trucks. So I think that's another problem.
But if you go back to the swap meet area, there normally is a bunch of like parts back there for those. They just don't have them down on the vendor side of things.
Yeah. But our Bronco 78 didn't have first or second gear, and he still drove that thing here.
Yes.
Drove it.
Hey, yes.
From Georgia.
He said it was fun taking off in third.
Yeah. Well, you know, you got 4 speeds. You only need 2 of them, really.
Just let it go.
But that was awesome. Honest says if I do a better grade of Coke, I won't sneeze. Thanks, Honest. But then we got to meet John Wiedemann. We got to meet, which was cool because he was walking up and I seen him. And
yeah, you knew exactly who
he
he was.
I said, John. He goes, you know who I am? I'm like, yeah, I've talked to you for like 3 years now, man. Like, of course I know who you are.
Well, especially here's the trick. Especially if you put your face in your YouTube little bubble,
like Allie has there,
like Allie has hers, then we can see you.
Yeah, it helps to recognize people. But we had Jason Boyd was there, his wife. They were super nice.
So that was kind of funny because.
So if you don't know Jason Boyd in the comments, somebody one time said, "Is that your son?" And Jason's had fun with that ever since. And I don't know if I'm older than Jason or he's older than me, but we're relatively the same age, I think. And I don't think it would be physically possible for him to be my son, but it's been quite fun. But his wife she had a time with that.
She did. It was comedic because she was like, when he told me we needed to go meet his parents, like I was like, what are you talking about?
How would that be? You've been married, say 25 years, and suddenly this guy, hey, we need to go meet my parents at a Bronco event. And then you're like, wait, his parents were at my wedding. Like, something you're not telling me?
I don't remember that guy giving a toast.
Right. So it was funny. And he came back. We joked with him and we were like, all right, we're raising you right because you've come back to visit your parents a couple of times now because he came every day.
Dave's his own grandpa. That's right. Crazy world we live in. Driven Wild Outdoors says there was a Godzilla swap in the second gen.
There was.
And there was a 2-3 swap first gen.
Yeah.
Yes.
So do you know the story of that at all? Because I didn't get to catch that.
I do not. I glanced at it and got to see it, and I didn't get to. The gentleman wasn't around when I came by, so I didn't get to talk to him and ask him about it.
Right.
But everybody up in the backside and the older Broncos was talking about it, and they all thought it was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, good.
That's good because you never know. Sometimes those first gen guys might not appreciate that.
Yeah, well,
There was some first gen and 6G owners there. He had one was showing his first gen, and it was a beautiful, completely restored stock. And then he came over to Diabolicals, and I think he ended up buying a system from Alan for his 6th gen. He brought it over and loaded it up. So that was cool to see, like both generations, like the Gen 1 guys, obviously they're super cool, getting to be harder to get to, but he showed both vehicles some love.
Yeah, there was one guy there that had brought his first gen, a 5th gen, and then the 6th gen. Just trailered them all up there, and he said 3 more at the house.
Wow.
Damn.
Cool.
Sitting out a small fortune there.
Just a little bit.
That one, there was one, what was the booth right down from us? That little white truck.
Oh, I don't know.
It was a Gen 1 white truck. It was like $30,000.
It was across from the green something.
Oh, the Gang Green crew?
Yes, Gang Green, that's it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was or whose that was.
If I was a wealthy man and had $30,000, that little truck would have came home with me.
Yeah. So did you see the one literally straight across from you guys? The rusted one. The guy was trying to sell.
The green one?
No, it was like blue.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
So open the tailgate. And literally, there is rust all the way. Like see it all the way to the ground. And he said the lady had that and an F100, and I wanted the F100, but she made me buy both in order to get the F100 for the price that I wanted for the other. So he brought it all the way up there, and I was like, how much do you want for this? Because it had a V6 in it. It ran. He's like, I need like 25 grand. And I was like, well, I'm out. I'll just go buy another Bronco. So yeah, it was, I mean, someone could have restored it maybe, but you had to put a bunch of money into that thing.
Mm-hmm.
That booth that had that white little truck also had that sky blue, maybe Robin's egg.
The Robin's egg blue.
Mm-hmm. That was
yes.
Nut bolt restoration. That was well done, man.
Yeah, you saw across from where Diabolical was, Helibad.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The ruby red metallic one that he had sitting out there, it was gorgeous.
Yeah. And when the rain came in, I've never seen people so fast try to get that thing under
just vehicles in general under it.
No, but that particular one,
just
I was watching them trying to back it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and it kind of matches their Gen 6 they had there.
Yep, that was the whole thing for him for that.
Yeah, he loves lifestyle off road. Like that's the bumpers he runs on his Gen 6s.
Yes.
Jesse
Helibad.
Yeah, Helibad. They love Luke for some. I mean, I shouldn't say for some reason.
I was gonna say, dang, Dave.
But Luke's done a few bumpers for those guys. Let's see. What IAG did great. I didn't get to. I went down and talked to John with Wild Horses, but I didn't get to talk to Mitch. Every time he was out with his Bronco, I was happy he brought his Bronco. And I think it had some Texas scratches all over it. So
it did. He
quite proud
put
of
a nice ding in his rear door and then busted his tail light.
Oops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things happen.
It's okay.
But as 2 years in a row, I even reached out to Mitch. I was like, hey, we need to do something. But I think he did something with Allie. I think Allie and him did a walk around or something.
So him and Mitchell Watts and Allie did a couple of videos together, and he's getting ready to post them, so I'm not going to ruin the videos for him. But they did a bunch of cool videos on picking out their favorite builds from the show. So the video should be out, in the next couple of days. They're driving back to California. Should be back tomorrow morning. But yeah, there are a couple good videos they got coming out.
Dang, Dave, we need to be more creative.
I know. I was amazed when we picked our trailer up Sunday morning, and I was amazed that some of those big guys were still loading up, like trying to get everything loaded up, get back out.
Yeah.
Joe McWilliams says, before I fall asleep, what are your thoughts on wheel spacers for a lifted non-Sasquatch with a 3-inch lift?
Wait, like strut spacers, coil spacers? Or
it says wheel spacers.
I mean, I'm running 1.5 inches. I wouldn't do anything more than 1.5 inches, and I'm only doing that because I like the stock wheels, and I just wanted them pushed out just ever so slightly. Spacers, my biggest thing with them is make sure they're hub centric, so they actually fit. It's not able to move at all.
Right.
And make sure they're torqued down to spec every time you rotate your tires. That would be a big one for me.
Oh, and also make sure you check with your state to see if you need to be tucked too, because if you do, that might adjust your ideas of wheel spacers.
Where are you at with wheel spacers?
I mean, I'm okay with them, but I don't the 3 inches with a 3-inch. I can understand it. 3-inch lift, a 3-inch spacer. I don't know what he.
I think he wants to add wheel spacers, and he's already lifted 3.
He
I
said
got
4.
you. Yeah, 1.5 inch, maybe. I wouldn't go very wide with those because you're gonna, especially if you're gonna go off road, that stuff gets loose a little bit in there.
Yeah, I think I got mine from CJ Pony Parts. Maybe I think that's where I bought mine from.
Yeah.
We did.
I want to say it's right at $100. Not
Yeah.
too bad. And
They look pretty good though when you get them on. If you get like a wider tire or something, it helps. That's the look.
That's something we ended up doing for ours. We're actual true 35 with 1250.
He said 2-inch spacer. Question mark.
Where are we at?
2-inch spacer.
No, I was
question mark. Same guy.
Oh,
same question.
Joe, I wouldn't personally. I wouldn't go past 1.5 inches, but I mean, you're not, especially if you don't off road much, street things. I mean, you're probably fine with that. I've seen some of those spacers. I've seen some of the big truck guys that do those spacers so bad where you see the spacer and the rotor out. Like I don't know. That might be too much for me. But the cool thing about we talked about this. The cool thing about all the Broncos is we saw some things we were just like ugh. But guess what? It's to me. You guys might like it, man. So I hate to be. I'm not the end all be all. If you're happy with it and you feel comfortable with it,
you're not.
No, I'm not God.
Wow.
I'm not Bronco Jesus.
I'll remember that later when you try to say you are.
I mean, 2-inch wheel spacers, what's another 1/2 inch? It's not that bad, but I wouldn't go super wide.
Yeah. I mean, by that point, you might as well just get the wheels.
Yeah.
So William Lane is who we were talking with the Cyber Orange Bronco.
Him and his wife.
Silver Sport transmissions. We have everything drivetrain related for all the Broncos except for 6th gen, even pedals, hydraulic clutch setup. So
Bronco 78. You might want to talk to them. Probably could have had you a new transmission in there on the way home. Craig's always a lot of fun. Mountains to Metal. Let's see. Mountains to Metal was was a nice vendor spot with installs and on location.
Yes.
That new like emergency door they got in the back. I saw that probably on 60 or 70 of the Gen 6 Broncos. It was pretty cool.
They completely sold out of them.
Yeah. One of the guys, I was over there judging stuff on Friday. He said his wife.
Ours didn't get judged, by the way. My Bronco did not win
because we didn't do a spin.
That's because you didn't fill out the right thing and put it on your windshield like you were supposed to.
We didn't know we were supposed to, for one.
That's one thing I would donate for the raffle, but that's something Tom needs to work on. Is I couldn't tell you. 2 years that I've been a sponsor of this thing, I couldn't tell you.
And Alan said he didn't know anything about it either. So that just a little bit of feedback there.
What, the judging stuff?
No,
like the raffle
donation stuff and all sorts of stuff.
I got you. Yeah. So anytime you got a show, just bring it up to Tom and do it. Like he normally has all that stuff like months in advance, like sent up. But like I brought stuff up on Thursday that I just got shipped in from Ford, like my fire pit and some of the other stuff. But yeah, just bring it.
Damn, we missed the fire pit.
Yeah. Had a cool Bronco fire pit / grill. It was pretty cool.
I don't usually put in on raffles when we go to places, but I sure as shit would have put in on that damn fire pit.
And I would tell you that so we were giving out doing the raffle stuff. The item that got the most tickets in the box was that portable winch.
Tell me more about a portable winch.
So it's got its own battery, so you can 1,000-pound winch is what it is, but literally, so you can tie it off to something and then winch into it, and it has its own battery pack built in, so you can just control it and winch to it. So if you get something small stuck, you can just winch out. And
I didn't even get to their tent.
Yeah,
I went up only to ask you and Tom about parking the trailer.
I mean, they sold out of that thing. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
They sold out of t-shirts almost by Saturday morning.
I will say it's a beast. That thing is like this box. So if you can't already tell, it actually goes into the air spot in the back of your tailgate. And let me tell you, the thing is like stout.
Yeah, and you could put some pew-pews in there or whatever you wanted to tuck away, kind of hide. And I think they
had dog biscuits in it.
this shelf here comes out. So if you want something bigger, like first, you could build your own little first aid kit in there. There's a lot of things you could do with that, which was really, really cool.
Yeah, the
Night
one guy
honest,
had
thanks for joining.
his kinetic rope he shoved in there and took the tray out.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of that. And then people were hitting him up with some things that he didn't think about, and he might do a different version of this as well.
Yeah.
Like maybe a more plushed out version. But I thought that was pretty cool. Let's see. Who else did we get to? Oh, Heidi with Bronco Battalion. Heidi kills it. Like she always
she does.
That poor lady does not ever sit down. Between her and Carlos there, they just sit there and lots of good shirts. We ended up with some new shirts from them. We were freezing Saturday, so we needed,
even with layers, we were freezing.
Well, you have one of the shirts on now.
I know. It's my new favorite because it's comfy. $0.
Yeah, so there's the $0 given. And she's had that one in rotation for a while now.
Yeah, but I like the long sleeve because
Sure. But Heidi, Allie just texted us and said she can't find her AirPods. That's all right, Allie. It's just your favorite time of the year to talk. You know, don't worry about what we're talking about.
Don't worry.
But Heidi, like a lot of clothes, which was really cool. Seemed like there was. I didn't ever get to Quakes. I seen Quakes, but I could never get a chance.
Bless you.
Bless you. Dying. Get over there and see Quake. I did see they have a big tractor trailer deal, so it's like they had everything. I think it's probably the same one they use at for Jeep events and stuff that I've seen.
Yeah, they've got 6 of those portable trailers they take out all over the country now.
Nice.
Yeah,
I'm doing it wrong.
Man. I was just gonna say I'm doing it wrong.
You and me both.
All right, Kelly. So let me, you guys, you got 2 seconds if you want to vote in this poll.
Are you serious?
So I'm gonna end this real quick. I'm surprised at how many votes I got.
Me too.
But we got 86 votes. So if you you want to get in there and let's see, count it down, Kelly.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, in that poll,
I think yours were just for.
Wow, mine dropped 1%. Mine dropped 1% on this.
Pity votes.
Probably. So what is this, Kelly? Because you didn't know anything about this.
I didn't. It says, can Kelly rip a Bronco Raptor? Oh, yeah, said 85%. Meh. Dave did it better at 14%. Honestly, I think yours were pity votes.
I think if you realize how I led that as well with mine, the meh. I think I knew where it was going to go. So yeah, so we're going to have to get Kelly on a proper place to rip a Raptor. I have a feeling that might be fun.
Maybe some Holly Oaks.
Ripping it.
Let's see. I don't know that we have any questions, but we'll see. Oh, we have a couple there, Kelly.
Michael Nice says, best new product that you saw.
Oh, that's a tough one. For me, the tube doors from IAG. I knew I was going to like those anyways, but I'm not a big fan of the Ford performance doors. That big chunk of plastic or whatever that is. I'm sure there's some legal reason why they have to do it. For if a big manufacturer does it, it's for a different reason than a little manufacturer legally. For me, that was those doors. What about you, Josh?
What were the doors?
Yeah, the doors were pretty nice. I will say, like, new product wise, like, because I used them, my tail lights saved my rear end. So you
don't use them, you abuse them.
I did, and I put them to the test, and they worked. So those were pretty nice. Yeah, the doors are probably my favorite thing up there, besides the Mountain of Metal stuff. I liked his new shelf that actually folds up and flips in. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And we talked to him about maybe doing a dual shelf, which might be better.
Yeah.
What about you, Kelly? Did you see anything that really kind of stood out to you?
Unfortunately, I didn't get away too much.
Yeah, no, you didn't. That was the problem. You didn't get to venture too far. You were at the Mountains to Metal booth.
I was at the Mountains to Metal booth, and I liked what he's got going there. He's actually got Molly, like a whole Molly system in the back of his truck, which I thought was really cool. Like I was telling him, I said, like, before I met Dave, I was super duper organized. Everything had a place and every place had a purpose. And then this one happened.
Yes,
And
blame it on me.
chaos happened. So like it was a pitter patter to my heart when I saw all the organization that he had in the back with the Molly.
He had a lot
panels.
going on.
Yeah, a lot going on.
Yeah.
So I would have to say that's probably my favorite new. That in shameless plug, but for Diabolical, the slide that we have in the back of our Bronco now. That's killer.
Yeah, that slide was pretty cool.
Yeah. So
once I busted out
got
my
to use
rear
it.
window, I thought about those flip up windows with the Molly panels in the back. Yeah, that might be my new another new project. I gotta start to get on that.
You need armor around those, is what you need.
Yeah,
like a jail cell.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've been putting time out, Bronco. Let's see what other questions.
Bronco Do said, Dave, with all of your IAG knowledge, do they have full 4-door step for the Everglades rails that hoop steps connect to?
They had a replacement for the Raptor. I don't know if you saw that, Josh.
Yeah,
they had a whole system for the Raptor. It looked like it might bolt in, but I think it was product that they were just about to release. So I don't want to go too far into it, but it replaces the sandrail that they do, kind of more of a step. That was pretty cool. I'm pushing for them to do a full step instead of that half step that kicks out in the back to a full step. I wish they would just do like a full sandrail for people that would go across there.
Did you notice how many? Did you notice how many power rock slide power steps were at the show?
A lot.
I
was shocked.
Yeah, it was awesome.
As much as those are.
I messaged Kevin. I was like, dude, I should have started 3% on when we started this whole thing. I could have paid for my new window.
Right.
What else?
Let's see. So Bronco Dude said, tapping into Dave's wisdom again.
Well, there's a mistake.
With another IAG question. Any word on their no drill tailgate table being back in stock?
They had like 3 different tailgates.
Yeah, I saw 2 or 3 different of them.
They have one kind of like what I can't think of the high end brand that does them with the plastic slide outs and stuff. Yes, Goose Gear. They had one similar to that, had a little bottle cap opener on the side of it. That looked really nice. I think it was still in its kind of we're not out there just yet stage. Yeah. That was really nice, but no telling. I mean, some of those you can get expensive into some of these things.
Yeah, the Goose Gear table is pretty cool. Chase has it in the back of his.
It's like $800, right?
Yeah, and it's got a nice wooden slide out table. And it all folds in, so it
better for $800, Josh, cook my dinner.
Well, so the reason he got rid of that was the cords on the Ford one broke.
Really?
So, yeah. So he was
too badass.
He was beating it down enough, and the Goose Gear one, solid. It doesn't have any of the cords going out, so he likes it a lot better.
But the one with the Ford one, you had to drill holes in that tailgate. You want to know how I know? Because I just drilled one of those holes.
Oh,
I can fix the problem. Somebody said, "Hey man, does your?" They were asking me about the Ford Performance one. They were like, "Does that rattle?" And I was like, "Not when you install it properly." And because I had one little bolt and it just barely moved, even with 3 bolts in it. But and you can see where I'd marked the one thing where I'm going to fix it, and I was like, "Yeah, I kind of messed up the drill on that." Yeah. I walked. She was coming downstairs, or I texted you. And I said, "You're not going to be happy." And I like to screw with her a lot. And I wasn't screwing with her. I was like, I misdrilled the hole by about 1/4 of an inch.
This is why he doesn't get to do projects by himself.
Yeah. It's kind of like I had a couple people ask me about the gas cans on the back of their Bronco. They were making a lot of noise, and I was like, well, you got to put weight in the gas can, or it's kind of loose in there. So they're like, what do you mean? I said, fill it up with gas or water, whatever you want, sand. I don't care if it's just for looks.
Yeah.
Because there was a couple people on the trail that had them, and RTR makes a really nice bracket. But if you don't put weight in it or water or gas or whatever, it's just enough in there to where it rattles a little bit.
Yep. Let's see. There's one
last
more question.
Jack Evans says, were there any 6G stock Broncos at Supercell, or have all the 6G Broncos at Supercell been modified with lifts and bigger tires?
No, there's some stock ones.
Several stock.
Honestly, ours is basically stock. We put different.
Can't call it stock anymore.
Well, it's got tires on it, but okay.
No
bumpers. We just haven't lifted it.
So you can't call it stock.
There was quite a few stock ones there, but guess where they were at? They were all at one of these booths.
Getting
People
something.
installing stuff.
Now there was a bunch of stuff. There was a bunch of them over in the 6G Corral that were still stock. But yeah,
Mounts Metal.
Laura said hers is stock. She's
Yeah.
got a 2-door.
Mounts Metal has a new phone mount. It's kind of like what Bullet does,
Oh yeah.
except it's no drill, and it hooks into the air vents and then bolts into the center pin, so it can't move. Really, really cool.
Yeah, so it's a no drill.
But that was something I saw that I was pretty impressed by.
I agree.
But that's all the questions, so we'll end that part of it. It's a wonder that they don't vote on a best new product of the event.
Yeah, that's another thing that we're talking about for just later, just having a category for the awards, like, best new thing. It's just hard to get everybody's vote, from out in the crowd with 1,200 people doing a different rides and drives. And
yeah,
it was hard enough going out there and judging all the Broncos, because I'd have guys come up to the booth, yell at Tom because mine hadn't been judged yet. Well, where were you? Well, I was on all 5 rides. Okay, well, sorry, my bad.
Well, it's funny because Tom was riding by on his 4-wheeler and a couple of guys stopped him. And this was on like Wednesday. So it wasn't even like close to time yet. They were like, hey man,
that's right.
I just want to find out when they're going to be over to judge our Broncos. He's like, well, where are you? He's like, such and such. And Tom's like, we'll get there. Don't worry. They're working their way through. And I'm like, it's freaking Wednesday. Like, the award ceremony is until Saturday. Give the guy a break.
So Tom calls and he's like, where are you and Chase at? We're like, we're over here at the 6G Crawl. He goes, I've got 10 guys right now that said they want their Broncos judged. And it was like Wednesday afternoon. And I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Broncos 78 going savage here.
Says, yes, there were stock Broncos. They're driven wild outdoors was there.
Oh,
it's a little dirtier now.
It's not stock. It's got a sticker.
Yeah, that's more horsepower. New segment idea: arts and crafts with Dave. Weaving paracord, knitting beanies, and door pocket macrame. Oh man, how many were there? Over 1,200. They don't really release official numbers, but there was a lot of them, man.
By next Monday, I'll have better numbers for you, because Tom's still Saturday was still had people rolling in Saturday morning. I
felt like there might be people trying to roll in Sunday morning when we were leaving.
There probably was.
Yeah.
Steel Bronco says, night everyone. Kelly, burn rubber when you can, and Dave, step it up a little.
I'll work on that, sir. I will work.
I will say, when you put him in a sports car, it's on. So
I'm always a little nervous. When somebody throws you the keys, I just don't want to go full stupid, and I can do that real quick. So
it's true story. True story.
Let's see. I do like the fact that somebody's like, it better not rattle for $800 that table. It better not. I see there was a YouTube channel I saw somebody was reviewing that, and I don't know how you really do much of a review of a table. It folds down, I put things on it, but the guy was talking about how he wanted goose gear. He wanted his high-end table, and I was like, damn, man. I mean, we'll use that table we put in yours, but I mean, I wouldn't say it's an everyday use. For $800, it better be a damn near it. And I guess,
but we don't.
If you're an overlander,
I was gonna say,
a true overlander, it probably makes more sense, I guess.
Yeah. How many trophies were there for six gens? Do you remember?
So there was 152 trophies for Gen 1 through 6. So kind of split them out evenly amongst the group.
I seen a few. I seen a few out there that I was like, really?
Yeah.
Jeez, all over Josh for his judging.
No, it was mostly Allie.
So I dinged Allie because she didn't clean her engine bay.
Oh,
yeah. So she got a white trophy. She wasn't so excited.
There was Maya hair in the engine bay.
No, it was still muddy from like going to Holly Oaks. She never cleaned it.
So what goes into that? Like what makes your vehicle a winner Gen 6 over a non-winner Gen 6?
So the specs or the stipulations this year was at least 3 modifications. And then it was, engine bay cleanliness, paint, what modifications you had, and each category was like 20 points. So anybody who was a 85 or more got an orange trophy. Anybody that was 70 to 85 got a white trophy. So just depending on what you had on there, you know, and there were so many of them there, not everybody could win.
Yeah.
Are you saying everybody doesn't get a participation trophy?
Not in this world, buddy. So that goes good in softball and baseball, not in Broncos.
But not all our kids
there was
get trophies.
a lot of nice trucks out there, and it's so hard, especially in the Gen 6 because it's so new. You know, going back to the 1 through the 5, those guys have had to restore those and fix them up and do stuff to them. You get a dealer to add a couple mods to your stuff, and you know it doesn't. A lot of it's not as personable as the old school versus the new school because those guys had to put a lot of blood, sweat, and tear into them. And not saying the new ones didn't, but there's just so many of them out there with so many new modifications you can add to where the other ones don't. You know, just a lot to look at.
Yeah.
There was one guy that had 65 grand in upfit in his Bronco.
Laura says antimatter blue doesn't get extra points.
Rapid red and antimatter blue should.
Just saying.
Hey, Everglades should. I'm just saying.
I was surprised how many there was a few Everglades out there. Probably all that Ford sold, but they were there.
Yeah, because you can't even order them now when the order bank's open the last time.
I don't see much the writing on the wall for that thing, but
Kyle said should be bonus points for actual use, dirt, scrape, stents, etc.
There was. I gave points in the bonus. There was a bonus section. So if I could tell you actually used it for going off road, I gave you points.
Damn it! Why didn't we put our truck in, Dave?
We wrote notes.
We didn't have the sticker on there. Maybe by then
we wrote a bunch of notes down there, and Chase and I went through and best we could.
I think CL11's trying to make points over here. Hey, I saw quite a few rapid reds there. I was very surprised by that.
Yeah, there was.
Very surprised.
It's probably all of the rapid reds that were made. To be honest with you.
Us and the billboard should have our own little section.
I'll tell you, the Eruption Green and the Area 51 was probably the two most colors I saw there.
Yeah. We'll put the rapid reds in the redheaded stepchild section.
New club. Yeah. Redheaded stepchildren.
Yeah, the stepchildren. Let's see, guys, you got any questions or comments? Bring them real quick. We got about 5 to 10 more minutes here. Poor Josh looks like he's about to fall asleep on us.
Joshua boy's got a 7 a.m. Ford meeting.
Ooh.
502 Bourbon Crew said Dave stalked me in the IGA parking lot as soon as we arrived. I felt the love.
You did, sir. That God bless that IGA. But there was one lady over there, young girl, that I could have shoved my fist through her face. Like she was just.
Wow, you got to be careful with the words you use because you're not violent.
Obviously,
it just sounds like you are.
I'm being sarcastic, but like just everybody over there is so nice, except this one was just a little asshole, man. Like, I mean, I'm sure who wants, normally you're a quiet little town.
In her defense, she was underage trying to sell alcohol. Yes, because she actually had to wait on an adult to come over and finish her transaction.
All right.
And they were really busy.
All right.
Yeah, they do a really good job. Like, so last year for Supercell, there was about $3.5 million for City of Townsend that came through overall with, eating at the restaurants, IGA, whatever, at the hotels. So they like the event, but it's kind of like going to Moab. A lot of the people that live there older crew don't like the event because they're used to their quiet little town that only has 3 cops. And when we're there, there's a bunch of us. It's kind of like you go to Easter Jeep Safari in Moab or Bronco Safari or whatever. You take a 5,000 person town and there's 100,000 people there for 10 days. So, it's what it is.
Hey, Josh, since you're kind of in that area more, we found a few restaurants that were we didn't realize were there. So we go to the what's the brewery place we like?
The Peaceful Social.
Yeah, the Social there. We like that place, and there's the new place, The Company, which was the food was really good there.
The Company's really good.
But then we found some behind some buildings. It was kind of off.
We found the Abbey.
The Abbey.
Oh, the Abbey. Yeah, that's a nice little bar.
Yeah, are there more than we're just missing?
A lot of them are right there. I mean, you go further up towards like Great Smoky Mountain entrance. You got the burger place and the ice cream place used to be the Burgermeister. That's a really good place. Regis just bought that. The Trout
really
House down the street's pretty cool. And then like the Apple place.
Apple
what's it
Barn.
not- Yeah, it's down there. So there's not a lot of restaurants, and that town normally doesn't open up the restaurants till like Thursday. So
yeah, weird. Because
yeah,
we get into town, we're like, oh, we're hungry. Oh, everybody's closed.
yeah. The only place you have to go is Subway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they don't open up till like Thursday because that's when all the people come in to see the sights and go through the mountains or whatever. And we try to tell them every year, hey, we're bringing a bunch of people, and they're like, well, we still can't get enough help to open up till Thursday or Friday. But no, there's only like 10, 15 restaurants up there.
Yeah, we tried to go to the donut shop that was next to the Ace Hardware, but they were closed. Or no, it wasn't that. It was the one that's sort of next to the Ace Hardware is like the one building, and then one building closer, all the brown little houses there.
Yeah, where the
essentially.
jail's at.
The what?
Oh, the Townsend Jail police station is in that little shopping center with the little brown barn houses.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
You wouldn't. There's only three. Like I said, there's 3 cops. There's none of them in the parking lot when you get there. So, but yeah, they've got like 2 holding cells. It's like Mayberry.
That's funny.
There's literally
Okay.
2 holding cells.
So yes, so the donut shop was not open when we tried to go on Wednesday. So we ended up going to the little one that's right next to the Dollar General,
Okay.
and they were open.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I don't
did
know if
the
you guys saw,
Apple.
but like right across from the field, there was a house that was like under construction, rebuilding stuff. So they're putting a new restaurant in there for next year. It's gonna have a really nice outdoor river, patio seating area, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
I need somebody to open up a Bronco place, much like the little Jeep there is at Weirs Valley Road. We need a Bronco place. You would think those people, though, I know it's a Jeep store, but you would think there's a lot of money to be made here, man. Like, I would cater some shirts or something.
Yeah, I really wanted to Airbnb that place and just put Bronco paraphernalia up in on the Jeep walls.
We talked about Kelly's has this business idea of Airbnb.
I don't know that I should put it out there because people like to steal ideas.
Well, yeah, that's true. I've seen the videos. The Airbnb business spots. Kelly came up with. She's like, why do they not Airbnb business spots? For like things like this.
Yeah, they got perfect opportunity to do that.
Yeah, I was like Ford could come in and rent that. Like like you said, I think is going to be a restaurant across the street.
Yeah, kind of like Halloween Express does. Like when they show up, at a random place, they're there for like,
yeah, rent it for like 3 weeks. So you rent it for a week ahead so that you can like get it built, get everything in it that you need to get it organized. Then you're there for the entire week, and then have it one more week so you can shut it down.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I would love to have a place like across the street that maybe had like a garage inside so you could sell stuff, and then like even just rent out a garage that maybe has like 2 post lifts in it so you can install all your gear over there, and it's done in a shop instead of in the middle of a field.
Yeah. Shit, I was about to say something. So let's see. We got a question here or comment. Nicholas Martin says, still running on fumes from Supercell. I'm out. Thanks for checking out the new Mountains to Metal. Yeah, I know who Nick is. He's a little bit.
I was just saying from the Nicholas.
But Nick was a lot of fun, man. I was happy that he actually had a booth there this year. And last year he came in for just a day. I don't know if he knew much about what the event was, and then he like totally slapped himself that he wasn't a part of it. And Nick's been Mountains Metal did not Expedition Overland, the Overland East thing, and was like, this is so much better than just Overland East.
Yeah.
Just so well, I mean, it's more specific, but better crowd, I think.
Yeah. And
Craig says countdown has already started for Supercell 2024, April 17th through 20th. Yeah, I got to get the old clock back there. It's at 0 right now. Got to get that fixed.
I'll tell you the next one I'm really excited about is Carson City.
Yeah, I'm curious. I mean, the West Coast needed something. They need some people. They need a little bit of love out that way.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it'll be more of a hybrid like this and the Colorado, where you get some wheeling, but hopefully some more community.
Yeah, that's the plan. Tom and them, they always do a great job organizing stuff, but a lot more wheeling. There's more trails out there, and it's easier access to get to them and not having to drive an hour and a half to go wheel anywhere.
That's the bummer about Windrock, so far away.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping next year we'll get a lot more Bays Mountain Run, and maybe I'll just do a straight Bays Mountain Run instead of Windrock 2. Luckily, this year we went on Thursday, so there wasn't a bunch of shindig people up there yet for the concert. But
yeah, I was a little worried about that one.
Yeah,
because we've been there when non-shindig is going on, but there's a lot more side-by-sides and four-wheelers and everything else, and it's
Yeah.
We actually had a guy that was running with us that actually got his truck scratched up by a 4x4, and they just kept going. So
I mean, you were there that day that we went on that Saturday, and they've got the Red Bull bike pass going, and they've got the Super Duties going up and down the stuff, and the bikes going. And that Saturday there was probably 300 mountain bikes in the parking lot with us when we went down for Tennessee Bronco.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
something crazy.
Hey, sir, your wife has a nice Bronco. Wait, there was the Bronco takeover there.
Where? Right here.
Uh-huh. So, Bronco. We got to meet the gentleman that's putting on Matt that did the. It's doing the. I don't think it's takeover or Stampede. Which, come on, guys. I wish all these Bronco events find your own name, man. Like I've seen 20, and I'm not saying that guy because he seemed to be pretty ahead of this.
He was.
But East Coast now, I've seen 14 Stampedes. Like I get it, but Jeep takeover, you could call it takeover, in my opinion, be fine. But it was nice to hear some of the plans they have for that. It seems to be growing faster than they haven't even had the event yet, and it seems to be.
He was only expecting to be inside, but he said he's looking like he is going to have to go outside for some vendors because he's got people that are wanting to bring trucks in that they're essentially bringing in for Jeep Invasion the next week.
Yeah, BF Goodrich, a lot of those Nitto, those guys are all going to be there for that. But it was cool, and he will be on the show. I talked to him. We're going to do something a little closer to the event. We're pretty much guaranteed to be there in some form. I think our Bronco's supposed to be inside, or I don't know, something like that. So that'll be fun, and I'm happy. I know there was that one that was supposed to be in the middle of the summer. I think that's not happening now.
Yeah, it got canceled. They got health issues.
Yeah, that's a bummer. But I think the spring and fall probably the best. People like travel with their families, so definitely I'm not going to stop doing Supercell because it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So I'm curious. I am curious about this one because we had fun at Jeep Invasion. Hopefully
a crisp high five.
Yes. Hopefully people will do kind of like what they do at Jeep Invasion, where they do that parking lot takeover deal. I forget where that is exactly, but that's kind of fun. After hours deal, the cruise, the cruising they like to do up and down the strip. That's a lot of fun.
I'm kind of curious to see what the Stampede is going to look like. If it's going to be more of a car show or it's going to be more of, Supercell to me is great because it's like we all hang out. We're all like a big family going over there. And you get to some of those car shows where it's not that way. It's just one booth after another and no one knows anybody. And so.
Yeah, we only went in for one of the 2 days, I think, that they were there for the Jeep version of it. And that's kind of what it felt like for me personally, was that it was kind of like
a vendor walkthrough.
A Jeep show.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like a walkthrough, like a vendor
I don't want it to be like SEMA where it's just booth after booth.
Well, I will say the thing I noticed too with the Invasion was it was a very mall crawler friendly thing. And there's nothing wrong with that because those guys want parts. But I like more the off-road side of getting down and dirty with these things. One more, Kelly. What do we got going on here?
So Laura and I got to take down a bottle of her husband's wine the very last day. We split it 3 ways, and it was delicious. And we came up with a wine shirt. So no, I have not made it yet, Laura, but it's coming.
All right, so I'm going to end on this one here. We're going to bring this right back up. Things will happen, Dwayne. If you're still in here, there will be, retaliation of some sort. So just be prepared. I started this war, but
looks like 502 is coming to help.
See that? You got a little dude running around there. So just you never know, Dwayne. I know people in your area, so just always be on the look. Always look under that vehicle. Is all I'm going to say. Josh, we appreciate you being on here tonight, man. Clearly, Allie's moving, and but I know she really wanted to be on the show because
She's so mad that she can't be on right now.
She loves Supercell, but she's in the middle of moving, and that's a priority that needs to sadly.
Well, she couldn't find her AirPods and she couldn't hear us when she came in. So
sadly, adulting sometimes.
It was the universe telling her she needed to just finish working on her house.
Next week we have Ford Bronco on, and we're at 0. We got to reset that one.
At 0.
Probably should do it for the Stampede. But we got some big things coming up, guys. You're going to want to, if you haven't subscribed to the channel just yet, we've got a couple big press trips that you're going to want to know about. I know Josh has probably an idea what's coming. But we're going to Wisconsin, Kelly.
We are going to Wisconsin.
I think. No, I flew into
going to Road America.
Flew into Minneapolis.
We're flying into Milwaukee.
But I've never been to Wisconsin.
It's not Wisconsin. It's
whatever.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin?
Oh, yeah.
Wisconsin.
Up there where it's cold, you know.
Where the cheese is at.
And mosquitoes. But so Road America, and this
Squeaky
is
cheese.
If you saw the thing we had to fill out, like your track experience, which means like it was a how experienced are you? So that kind of made me excited to like what they're going to allow us to do there.
Oh, Laura, don't get excited. It's not that Wisconsin that we're going to. I'm sorry. Dave was misleading.
What?
We're going to Road America. It is a press trip. It's not Supercell East, or it's not Supercell Wisconsin.
No, unfortunately,
we won't make it to that one.
We'll get to that one. But and then we're going to Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
We're actually going to probably get Dwayne's sticker scraped off there somewhere in Colorado. That would be called littering, Dwayne. And do you want to be responsible for littering in Colorado?
That's not part of the Bronco Wild Fund there, Dwayne.
Yeah, Dwayne. That's not very cool, man.
Not cool.
Not cool at all. Hopefully those are biodegradable stickers.
So as our viewers would say, we weren't worried about our sticker getting scratched off.
Yeah,
all in love, Dwayne. All in love.
Hey, he told me. Poking. Dwayne said I went through water about that deep.
That's true.
No, he actually did go have fun with it. I was happy. Poor guy. On his show, he does take a little bit of crap about it. You know,
I know that's why I was poking.
I said, Dwayne, you got 2 of them. One that I know you and your wife go have fun with all the time. Right. I was like, enjoy your Broncos how you want. So whether it be 2-wheel drive,
4-wheel drive.
I guess it matters what you drive. Are you driving the Raptor? Is that right?
Excuse me? Bronco.
No, Bronco Raptor.
I mean, all of it.
This asshole. Jeez.
Burn rubber.
Or something. We're out. Peace, everybody.
See ya.